Okay.
All right.
Cool.
I don't even need to step over like that anymore. I made a habit of stepping over all the fucking chords and they're not even there anymore.
Okay, so welcome to welcome to the smoke I have a better idea. We got a few crazy things for you guys today. We got aliens. We got special Chinese deals. We got music. We got music, and we got true crime. So, if my name is Malachi.
My name is it's V Deli. My name's V Deli. I was adding the uhs in there.
And this is the smoke up.
It's the smoke up, where we toke up. Time to roll up. Shit, I hold up. It's the smoke up.
This is the smoke up.
And then the theme song plays.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, that was a good intro. That was actually really good that time. So what happened with the radio show that you had scheduled for last Wednesday?
Was that last Wednesday?
It was the Wednesday before.
Yeah, that was the Wednesday before.
Sorry,
because I was going to talk about it last week.
Yeah, we entered a time vortex.
Yeah, we got thrusted forward into time.
Yes, a week. Forward a week.
We got. So we were supposed to be recording this last week, but because of the time vortex, it's actually next week.
Yeah.
So, that was two weeks ago. On Wednesday night, Fago Lovers played my song on their YouTube channel.
That's
on
tight.
Their Juggalo Juice YouTube show. And yeah, it was pretty tight. I was in the chat kind of hanging out, and I mean, I'd say the feedback was pretty positive.
Did you get a lot of feedback, or just a couple of people?
I got like 2 or 3 people right off the bat posted some fire emojis, which that is about the best compliment you could give a musician. It's a fire emoji.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you get any new followers?
Yeah, well, one of the hosts subscribed to me.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah. A few people. There was quite a few people that said they liked the lyrics. There's a couple that said that the beat was really dope.
That's cool.
There was like one person who was kind of being a hater, but they weren't like.
Do they have a good critique or like a bad?
I mean, they just clearly didn't really like it. But I mean, you're allowed to not like it. They weren't like, you suck, fuck you, boo. They were
but
just
they didn't give criticism either. They were just like, not my shit, dog.
Well, they were like, yeah, I think they were just like, yeah, not for me. And then towards the end, they were like, this is dragging on a little long. But I mean,
wow.
I mean, that's
wow. We need to find that stream, find that person's username, find their real name, IRL, go to their home,
and thank them for their constructive criticism.
Thank them for the constructive criticism.
No. It was, other than that though, like everybody seemed to at least think it was decent, you know. There were quite a few people that seemed to think it was really dope.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So was good for exposure. And, you know, I accept constructive criticism, by the way. I'm not going to get all butthurt. So if somebody wants to tell me they think my song is a little too long, I accept that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I mean, that seems like the only constructive criticism he had to offer.
Yeah, which is fine. You know?
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind next time I make a song.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah. No, it was pretty cool. I'll definitely submit more shit. I was thinking about submitting my ICP remix I did a few years back.
Yeah.
Because I think that shit would fucking...
Maybe that would get ICP's attention.
At the very least, I think basically everybody is going to be like, oh shit, that was dope. You know what I mean? I don't think any juggalo is going to hear that and be like, whack.
Yeah. No, it's a really good remix. So how did that work when you put it up on YouTube? Did you get claimed for that?
No, not the ICP one.
Oh. I actually have to go pee real quick. Bradley, you can do the thing. You can talk for a few minutes.
Keep doing the thing. I got the thing. Got the thing for y'all. Yeah, but you know. Yeah, it was pretty cool though. Having people like actually critique my music and like getting to hear it play live on another YouTube channel and being hosted by people who have never heard it before. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Very different experience for me. What the fuck is my lighter? Oh. Steel Malachi's. Oh yeah, it was dope. Pretty dope. Not like pretty dope. It was just pretty dope.
Yeah, the concert.
I was just talking about the.
Oh, you're lasting the song.
Yeah, I was saving the concert for you to get back.
Okay, well.
But speaking of concerts,
that was my segue. The concert. The concert. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do around here.
Yeah.
So your turn to talk about the concert. Like a drum roll.
I was about to say, is that a drum roll or is that
like me aggressively rolling my arms at you?
Just somebody.
Yeah, no.
Just an insane person.
It's a drum roll. It sounded like a drum roll.
Yeah, I guess. Kind of. Yeah. So, speaking of concerts, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that works.
Yeah. We'll get better at the segues. Yeah. We'll get better.
You're going to load some weed in that little puppy? In this little puppy? I love its eye. It's got an evil eye.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. So you went to a concert about 2 weeks ago now, three weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. In between our first episode, our first episode and now.
It was 2 Sundays ago.
Yeah, okay.
Went and saw Shaggy 2 Dope on the Ultimate Groove Tour with fucking Odd Squad family. And there's some other acts that were lesser known. There's this like, I guess, kind of black metal band.
Okay.
Nathan James. Well, I mean, I guess it's a person's name, but he had a band.
The Nathan James band.
I mean, it's like Marilyn Manson. It's a person, but it's a band too.
Yeah. Did he do Marilyn Manson type music?
It's kind of like, it reminds me more of like Ghost Main, which is a lot like Marilyn Manson. So there's a progression there.
Okay.
Like you can see the influence. But yeah, it was pretty cool. So fucking, who else was there? There's some rapper named Tier Diaz. He was cool, I guess. He was a good rapper. I don't know if I really dig the music that much, but He was pretty skilled. And then Hex Rated, which is like a local Juggalo rapper in Denver. But fucking and DJ Clay, obviously.
I don't think Hex Rated is a smart name because when people Google you, Google's going to be like, "Did you mean X rated?"
Yeah, well, there's Hex Rated, X Rated, and then on Chapter 17, there's Hex. That's one of the rappers that Ouija Mac signed.
Oh, okay.
With Hex with 3 X's.
Yeah.
And I think Hex Rated is like 2 X's.
It seems like a really hack type of name. Hacks.
I wouldn't use.
I would call them hacks.
I wouldn't use it in my name, but
I was trying to say it as a joke, but it sounds kind of mean.
Yeah, it was a little
hacks. It's because it's because they're all using the same word, and it sounds like hacks.
But anyway, so I got to meet Shaggy 2 Dope. That was fucking dope. And I got to meet the Odd Squad family. That was fucking dope.
Yeah, it's tight.
But like, it was a little different than when I met Violent J and Esham and Ouija Mac. Because when we did that, it was like you're meeting 3 people at once, and it's really streamlined. So they're like getting you in, signing your shit, taking the picture, kicking you out, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't really get to talk to them that much. But with Shaggy, it was very one-on-one, so I actually got to talk to him a little bit. And like,
you know what I recommend you do? 100% before you start smoking out of this thing too much, get a glass screen. And you probably get one from Pipe's Peak. It looks like a little jack. You know, jacks from the toy.
I've seen them before.
Yeah, you need one of those. It'll prevent your bong from getting all gunked up super fast.
Yeah.
Because I'll exclusively smoke out of a bong the same size. It'll get dirty quick unless you get a screen up in there. But don't use metal because you're just smoking that shit. And that's our educational weed segment for the episode.
What the fuck is my
Perfectly TikTok length, too.
Did you take my lighter and poke you?
Damn, I did. How did I do that? Why did I do that? It's hard to get in my pockets. I don't even know how. Maybe I was standing up when I did that. Here, I have my lighter.
No, I took it because I couldn't find it.
Well, don't hand me your lighter. I'll have my lighter, and it won't happen again.
But
I heard the crew got in a car wreck.
Yeah.
The Shaggy 2 Dope. The Shaggy the Airhead or a Shaggy 2 Dope concert?
I mean, they were both
supposed
to be there.
Oh.
Shaggy the Airhead he ended up calling off the rest of the tour.
Because he was in the car accident?
I'm assuming so. He didn't
bus
specify,
accident.
but I mean, the timing would speak for itself.
What happened? Did the bus roll off the road then?
I don't know exactly what happened, but I can pull up a picture and we'll show it.
Okay. So do you want to talk about this image?
So I don't know exactly what happened, but yeah, as you can see, it clearly rolled off of a fucking hill.
Yeah, that's the whole
I
ass
don't know
tour
if
bus.
somebody smashed into them or what. I don't know what happened, but
It looks like they took a turn too fast.
yeah, something like that. But yeah, look at the motherfucker. Whole fucking thing flipped over. And yeah, I guess they were pretty banged up. They're
Yeah, that's wild.
They were pretty lucky to survive that. And I actually asked Shaggy about it when I met him. So I was like, it was like maybe 2-3 days after this shit happened that I'm meeting him. You know?
Yeah.
So that was like one of the first things I said to him. Was like,
So was everybody on this bus at the same time?
say what?
Was everybody on this bus? There wasn't multiple vehicles. It was just this bus.
Yeah, everybody. From my understanding, they
and
all.
so various people just got fucked up to different amounts.
Yeah.
It's wild.
But-
It's wild shit.
Yeah, so I asked him about it. I was like, he asked how I was doing. I was like, shit, man, how you doing? How are you feeling? You know, and I was like, that fucking
Yeah,
thing was crazy. And he was like,
You can see it right now.
he was like, oh yeah, as good as we can be doing, or he said something like that, and he was like, after this first leg of the tour is when we go home and get to recuperate and, yada, yada, whatever. But, he seemed fine. He wasn't, like, from what I could tell, limping or anything.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
I wonder if it probably depended on where people were at in the tour bus at that point in time.
What they were doing. If they were standing, laying down, or whatever.
I'm sure the people who were in the little beds were probably fine. Like, just, like, rolled over and fell to the side, probably. But people who were, like, in the middle aisle or something, like in a chair or something, they probably fucking flew into the ceiling and shit.
Yeah. I just know Shaggy the Airhead was in the hospital. I remember him posting that he was getting out of the hospital. And then it was, like, the next day or something, he posted that he's not going to be on the rest of the tour.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, get that fucking workman's comp, king. That's what I say.
I wonder how that works with.
It works for the record label, so fucking he probably has.
Psychopathic Records.
Hopefully, Psychopathic gives people health insurance. They're a big company.
Define big company. They're a pretty small company, actually. They're a very small company. Like employee wise, they're very small, and even like.
Yeah, but they're worth at least several $100,000.
Yeah, I would think, yeah.
So that's pretty big. It's not like a corner store.
No.
So they probably have enough to, like, enough of a dedicated fan base, especially to pay one of their biggest producers good health insurance. And workman's comp is something paid for by the state anyway. And so depending on Psychopathic's placed in Detroit, so whatever Michigan's laws are, they probably follow. Yeah. And I'm sure if he got hurt, it's like any other job. He just did his workman's comparino, machino.
Yeah. But everybody else made it. So I guess everybody else was all right enough to go on. And I couldn't tell from like the performance that anybody was fucked up. DJ Clay was fucking jumping around the stage. Shaggy's jumping around the stage, So.
Yeah, it's wild to be in a wreck like that just right before a concert.
Yeah. They only called off like those 2 nights and then kept the show going.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking dedication.
I don't know. Yeah, absolutely.
I also met the Odd Squad family, and that was cool.
Do you want to put that photo in here?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I guess I could put a photo of me and Shaggy and the photo of me with the Odd Squad family. But Odd Squad family, those dudes are fucking tight. Like for real, just like really cool dudes. But
it's good.
Very friendly. Got pictures up. Should be down here.
Oh, cool. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. That's a pretty high quality photo.
Yeah. I think the other one's not going to be as high quality, but.
I like the background too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty tight. Boom. Yeah, so that's a Odd Squad.
So we got Snowman, A Factor, and Nubs. Yeah, they were all really, really cool dudes. Very friendly. Didn't get the sense that like they had that like superstar mentality at all. Like they just felt like people.
Yeah.
Which I really like that. When you meet somebody and you can kind of sense the genuine.
Well, I would hope
nature.
to maintain being a person.
Yeah, well, especially with a group like that. I mean,
I would never want to, because having a script is something you do with a job, and I would never want to like treat it like a job. You want me to start rolling that blunt?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. You want to hand me some Majoons Wanchesas? That's my code word for marijuana. I'm talking backwards, actually. So Drake repping the Hatchet. Do you have a photo for that?
Shit. Yeah, I might. Let me
just put it right over these other ones. Here, I'll actually.
I don't know how to control that on my phone.
Okay. Well, I'll just delete these and you put them where they used to be.
Do that.
Oh, no fucking way.
I thought this was photoshopped when I seen it.
It looks like it should be, right?
It looks like it should be. Like, this can't possibly be real, right?
But it looks real.
He posted this to his Instagram story.
That's so
And what's
fucking
cool is
dope.
like, what it
I
seems
don't
like
even
he
like
posted.
Drake, but it's so cool seeing
Yeah, well,
ICP out there is represented. You're gonna hit that?
Yeah. But like a lot of juggalos are fucking hating too. They're mad.
That makes sense.
They're like, get the fuck
Juggalos
outta
are
here.
a vicious beast.
Get the
That's
fuck
hard
outta
to.
here.
It's hard to control.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them are just mad because they don't think Drake is a real juggalo and they don't want to normalize non-juggalos repping the shit. I don't get it because I don't know. I grew up in a time where I was treated like a criminal because of the music I like to listen to. When I was like 12 years old, man, I'm like a kid getting harassed by police because of a band that I listened to.
Yeah, it's
So-
good that it's normalized.
Yeah, I like that it's being normalized.
And at least according to like Shockumentary, that's one big reason ICP got popular is that their merch was just cool looking, you know?
Yeah. So even if that's what it is, I know that's what some people were saying is he probably just thought it was a cool jersey.
Like, yeah, fuck
Well,
yeah.
okay, cool.
Oh yeah.
But you can't tell me you don't know what that is.
It's like, yeah.
You can't tell me Drake don't know what that is.
Yeah, he knows.
He may not listen to it, but he knows what that is. He knows what that symbol is on the arm at the very least. You know what I mean? He's seen that. And
How
he knows
funny
what
would it be to be like, it's, or actually, this would be a funnier thing to say. But just cut out the last 10 seconds of me mumbling. How funny would it be to just go to Drake and be like, whoa, whoa, and see what he does? So, do
Who knows?
you think he would say it back?
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Who knows? Some people were saying he's just copying Post Malone because Post Malone's been repping the hatchet like quite a bit. He was fucking repping.
That doesn't make any sense.
What? What do you mean?
He's copying Post Malone by wearing ICP merch. Like what?
yeah, it's such a dumb thing.
Yeah.
It's like if I start listening to ICP and then somebody else is like, "You're copying me, bro."
Yeah.
Like,
what? I'm
Oh,
allowed to be a fan of something.
yeah, no.
I hardly doubt he learned about it from Post Malone. Post Malone's like not Canadian. He's Canadian. He probably heard about ICP because he's Canadian, and Michigan is right next to Canada, and they probably toured in Canada during their early career.
Right.
I would not doubt that at all.
Yeah. And I saw some people saying that he's trying to get like on the Juggalo bandwagon or something. I'm like, you don't need to do
No.
that. This is Drake. What are you saying?
To get a change and bottles thrown at him?
Yeah. To get the riffraff treatment?
Yeah. Which Riff Raff deserved it. We need to do like a whole. We already did that. I'm gonna do a video on the YouTube channel. And I'm gonna have you help be a part of it. Even if I just have to be like just credit you in it. But I downloaded there was a high quality version of the same Riff Raff thing. That's part of the podcast. That's like a podcast history now. Part of our is that Riff Raff is a sex criminal. Still recording. The flash just turned off. That's okay. I gotta pee again. I'm so sorry.
Damn. Pissing like a racehorse over here. But yeah, I think it's cool though that Drake is wearing ICP shit. I think it's cool for juggalos to be normalized because I think it's about damn time. You know? Like, we're allowed to like shit. And the fact, you know, when somebody like Drake wears this shit, it makes people look at it as less taboo. And I like that. I think that's great. I think it's great for the culture. And yeah.
Were you
I'm still talking about Drake.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really interesting though, and I think it's a good thing the more it's normalized, because it actually will help teenagers who are juggalos not get arrested.
Yeah.
So,
and this is something that I actually credit to Ouija Mac a little bit, because I said a few years ago when he like really started blowing up and he started like branching out and working with other artists outside of the juggalo world, and I was like, this guy's going to be the reason juggalos are become like normalized.
yeah, I think that's still giving him a lot of credit, right? To say that that's what happened.
I'm not saying he single-handedly did it, but I think he's partially responsible for bringing juggalo culture into normal hip-hop culture.
Yeah. I think the juggalos are as a whole, and not just the juggalos, but the undercover juggalos, the ones who are like when you look at them hard enough, you could tell that they're juggalos, but if you don't, then you don't know. Like Post Malone. Post Malone's obviously a juggalo. Like you could tell from his whole vibe, but he doesn't like do his whole music from it, you know?
Wait, if you listen to his music, you would never guess he's a juggalo.
Yeah.
But you see the dude with the fucking face tats, wearing like dressed the way he dresses.
Yeah.
He reminds me of
like
somebody we would have known that would have been in high school when we were in middle school.
Yeah. Or even someone who fucking would have even just been like a year or so older than us.
Like he reminds me of like one of the people that would have been hanging out with like your brother.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? When we were younger.
If one of them just got famous and kept tattooing their faces.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, I like Post Malone. I don't like his music really, but
I don't know anything about him.
He seems like a really cool dude.
I don't know anything about him. As far as I know, he's a fucking piece of shit.
No, I mean, from what I've seen, he's like the Keanu Reeves of hip hop. He's just like the dude that you can't not like him.
Well, as far as I know, Keanu Reeves is a piece of shit.
Well,
I don't know.
It's a wild assumption.
People just like him because he's handsome and he talks nice.
People like him because he's.
What if he tortures cats? What if he tortures cats? Hypothetically,
I mean,
would he be so special then?
I think he would be in a different way.
Yeah. It would probably sully his reputation at least. Okay, so speaking of sullying your reputation, this dude is sullying the reputation of the State Department, which is saying a lot, you know, by implying that we have biologics. Okay. How much do you know about the Congress hearing, the alien Congress hearing?
You're talking about David Grush.
Yeah.
That's his name, right? David.
I don't know his fucking name. I know he's obviously fucking full of shit, but I don't know his name.
Well, I mean,
what's your opinion on him? You think he's not full of shit? You think the biologics are real?
Well, first of all, I don't think he ever definitively said that.
He says we have biologic. Okay,
he said that.
Let's talk about this. Let's show the video real quick, and then we'll talk about him more in context.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Okay. So, what's your take on this obvious charlatan?
It was a pretty short clip.
Yeah. I mean, we can't show whole. Well, I mean, we could get the Congress thing because that's government made. It's like an actual hearing, but
you would have to have the like timestamps and shit.
It's like work we would have to do.
But I mean, like I said, I listened to like an hour or so. It might have been like an hour and a half of those hearings while I was at work, just listening to it. And he doesn't definitively say that these things are real, like it sounded like right there. Like what he's saying is that this is the conclusion he's came to from interviewing people.
Yeah, people talking to him, telling him about it.
Which obviously, to any logical thinker, that's not a very reliable.
Yeah, it's completely what's it called? Unfalsifiable, because you can't prove whether or not he talked to people.
It's literally hearsay. So it's I heard from somebody who heard from somebody who heard from somebody that these things exist.
I heard a rumor from someone high up in government, which isn't the same as I was actually involved in a high confidence project. Because he would have to be going through with the Whistleblower Act for that to be the case, and I don't think that's what this was. It was just a hearing, right?
Do you know who this guy is?
I know
he's not just some guy.
I know he's not but he's an ex-military guy. That's all I know about him.
So from my understanding, he's the head of the organization that was appointed by the Pentagon to study UAPs.
Well,
from my
maybe we should double check that.
That's what
because I know a lot of this is just an example. I'm not saying it's the same deal as this, but a lot of when the guy came out and said he was saying something about mRNA vaccines being bad for you because he invented mRNA vaccines. And then you look it up and it's just completely bullshit. But a lot of media sources were saying he used to be the head of the whole project and everything. And he just wasn't. It was just blown out of proportion, his actual role in it. It says an ex-Pentagon officer in this news thing. But of course.
So from my understanding, I'm trying to skim through shit right here, but from what I remember hearing is that
let's go to his Wikipedia page. David Grush.
But what I remember hearing is that he was the head of an organization that was appointed by the Pentagon to study UAPs. And then earlier this year, he stepped down and then came out with this stuff. What?
You want to get the blunt wrap? It's funny, this guy's claims has a Wikipedia page, but he doesn't. So this is the Wikipedia for David Grush. We're recording the screen right now, so whatever you want to check out, if you click on something, you could actually highlight it. And so he said that he heard that they had that, but let's see. He did a whistleblower complaint, so I wasn't necessarily wrong, but I was kind of veering on being wrong about saying that he didn't do that. He did, but share classified information. He didn't really share any classified information. There's a difference between just saying a bunch of bullshit and actually having a classified document that you're releasing as a whistleblower. Because that's what a whistleblower usually fucking does, is they have a thing that they're releasing. But this guy he's just saying stuff. But he says he viewed the documents. Oh yeah, here's a part of it is that he said documents that he said said that Benito Mussolini recovered aliens, a completely unsubstantiated weird rumor about the Italian fascists having secret aliens, which of course if Italy was so disorganized at that time that there's no way there are maybe a few governments in history that could hide something like that. And fascist Italy is not one of them. Mussolini's Italy lasted maybe 15 years and it was a fucking shitstorm. So I don't think that they would have been able to successfully hide aliens. But that's just sort of me going off on a random thing. Let's try to find his background. Okay. So he was born in Pennsylvania and a decorated combat officer from during the war in Afghanistan, and is a veteran of the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency and the National Reconnaissance Office. So I assume the Geospatial Intelligence Agency is the thing that he. Oh no!
No, it's this next sentence is what I'm talking about right
sorry.
here.
I accidentally pressed the button. You want to start reading?
No, it says from 2019 to 2021, he was the representative of the NRO to the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. That's what I'm talking about.
Representative of the National Reconnaissance Office to the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force.
Yeah, so this was like a real government thing. Like, he's not just some random dude saying this shit. Now, I'm not one to...
See, but this is still is just a bunch of... So, he seems like, from my observations, he seems like a true believer who works in government. And he's really pushed having his thing be important to the government, which I think it is like... It's like... It's a mix of hysteria and propaganda, you know, because obviously the U.S. is testing shit above like civilian airspaces, you know, and obviously people are reporting bullshit at the same time.
I just don't think it's fair of you to call him a charlatan and all that, because he might be completely serious. Like, he might believe all this.
Is a true believer... See, this is sort of a discussion we got into last time. Can a true believer still be a charlatan? And
well, if he's, like I said, he's saying this is the conclusion he came to. He made it clear he hasn't seen any aliens, he hasn't seen any UFOs, he hasn't seen any recovered pieces.
But isn't that such careful language? Why would he be so insistent on having a congressional hearing? Does he have a book in the making? Like,
I mean, these are good questions.
Know this?
These are good questions. I'm not saying these are like...
I know. That's why I wanted to discuss this with you as opposed to...
But I'm just saying I don't think it's fair to just... Like, you, right off the bat, you're like, it is obviously a charlatan.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's fair because...
I'm putting you on the defense. I'm putting you on the back foot.
I really don't think it's fair because, like, I watched a document... I don't know what it was called. I watched a documentary years ago it was about this dude in the Air Force. He was like one of the first guys to really make the UFO thing a big topic of discussion. And, or no, he wasn't in the Air Force. He was somebody who lived right next to an Air Force base.
Okay.
And he would see UFOs all the fucking time. And, according to this documentary, and it interviews like some of the people in the Air Force who were involved with this, the Air Force came up with the idea to fuck with this guy and like convince him that he was actually seeing alien shit to kind of, because he was like a journalist who was like, you know, getting
a lot like a true believer
attention
though at the same time.
Yeah. And he was getting a lot of attention and they were like, well, we don't want him drawing attention to the shit we're doing here. So we'll make him think he's actually seeing aliens.
Yeah.
And so they like did this whole fucking campaign for like years of like meeting up with him in person and like disclosing information to him, making him think he was like in on the shit. Like he had secret government information.
So your angle is maybe this guy has been primed by the government to believe that his job's important.
It might be their protocol when somebody starts snooping around to just gaslight him, make him think he's fucking
aliens and
onto some shit.
And UFOs.
Yeah, it kind of actually seems like that might be their protocol because this is what they seem to do a lot of the time. Actually, you know
well, and it's always ex-officers with the government that come out with this stuff, and it's really common.
You also have to think of the repercussions if he is lying. Like he's testifying in front of Congress.
But at the same time, he isn't like what he's saying is unfalsifiable. Like it doesn't matter whether or not he's lying if he's saying something that doesn't matter. Like if you could go to Congress and say, I believe in Santa Claus. In the deepest of my heart, I believe in Santa Claus. And they can't put you in fucking jail for that shit. Like
I guess that's true, but if they found for whatever reason that he was, like you're saying, like just a straight up charlatan.
Yeah. Well, let's see for ourselves. Is there anything about a book on here? Okay, let's see what NASA says.
I'm going to grab a water real quick.
Okay. Joshua Semeter of NASA's UAP Independent Study Team. So NASA has their own UAP force. And professor of electrical and computer engineering at Boston University's College of Engineering concludes that without data or material evidence, we're at an impasse on evaluating these claims. So he's basically saying the same thing as us. This dude's like blowing hot air, you know. But maybe there is a chance that he was sort of fed a bunch of bullshit, like this is an Ender's Game scenario. But I don't know. Let's keep looking. The co-founder of the Galileo project, which investigates UFOs, said that nothing has been found. Radio astronomer Michael Garrett noted that crashed landings of alien craft would imply there must be hundreds of them coming every day, and astronomers simply don't see them. So yeah, I guess that's a good point made by a dissenter, is that if we're getting crashed ones, then that means there's got to be enough to where like you're gonna start noticing a bunch of fucking shit in the sky.
Say what?
You know, this astronomer said that astronomers would notice with the number of UFOs there would have to be statistically for some of them to be crashing and us to be finding the crash ones, because they're not going to be building spaceships that crash easily, you know, like, and just every single ship that comes to Earth crashes.
That's a criticism a lot of people have said, and that one of the dudes in Congress even said that. Is that rolled?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get it.
And yeah, so if we come to the United States responses, which this is interesting, spokesman for the Pentagon said that they have not discovered any verifiable information. And so, of course, they would say this, but at the same time, there's the reason why we have whistleblower laws is because your ass is going to get arrested if you disclose confidential information. Your ass gets arrested on the fucking spot, and you have to fight your way out of it by using the fucking Whistleblower Act, you know. But to make a whistleblower claim and have no evidence there, you're not going to go to jail either way, you know. There's no need to use that defense if you never brought up any classified information. He's not. Yeah. You didn't bring up one piece of classified information. It was just a dude ranting about aliens.
And even a lot of the questions they ask him, he's like, I can't disclose that in a public setting. I would be happy to discuss that.
Yeah, then what's the point of the whistleblower thing?
Yeah, it is a little weird. And I don't understand quite what he means. Like, okay, so you can't say it publicly, but you can talk to people. You can talk about it behind closed doors, and you can publicly say that you're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That seems a little weird.
It doesn't make any sense.
But I definitely reserve the possibility that he may actually believe what he's saying. And maybe he's just a little eccentric and went a little overboard with his approach. But I don't want to say that he's necessarily like lying or anything.
Yeah. Well, I would fall on him being a liar and a charlatan. What's he going to do? Sue the podcast? Well, I would like to see him.
I'm not afraid of him suing me. I'm just trying to be fair. I just don't like accusing people of lying when they may just be mistaken. That's my thing.
Nah, fuck this piece of shit.
No.
He is garbage. He's garbage.
What's a garbage? Is that like a?
It's like I'm using an Eastern American accent. Hey, he's garbage. He's walking over
like
here.
Boston or something.
Yeah. Boston. That's my Boston accent.
That's really
Boston.
It's not very good.
You ever come to Boston before? It's the whole accent.
I don't think that's accurate whatsoever.
You're cucked to accuracy. You know?
All right. I cuck to accuracy every night. Whatever that means.
I cucked it. Okay, so to continue the alien discussion,
Oh, shit.
we actually have some more alien reports, and maybe we can make this a larger discussion. And I would like there's you don't have a link on there. You don't have a link for that.
No.
So I guess to just discuss it for a second, and there is something I will want to Google after this, because aliens in the same way that ghosts are a bullshit lie created out of delusion and paranoia are a bullshit lie created out of delusion and paranoia.
I think that's a pretty strong statement.
Yeah, but it's true. And so the best way to analyze these things is by first crossing out whether or not this person's crazy and figuring out whether it's them being crazy or paranoid. Or some people just lie for money. So let's talk about this invasion from Peru. Let's figure out if they're crazy, paranoid, or lying for money. It's the new game show.
I would say none.
See if you can push that in a little bit. It's doing the fuzzy static thing. Try to push it into the mic just a tiny bit.
Isn't that yours?
No, it's the top one doing it. Isn't the top one mic 1? Push it in, don't wiggle it. Just push it in. There you go. Oh no, push it in. Don't wiggle, just press. Here, I got you. Don't get upset.
Doing what you said, bro.
There you go. It just needs a tight squeeze.
Like a
There you go.
fucking
Like a what?
I don't know. I was trying to think of a metaphor, but I couldn't think of anything.
So what happened in Peru?
You haven't heard of the alien invasion in Peru?
No,
Fucking alien invaders.
no, I don't read the tabloids.
Don't read the tabloids. No, so there's a village in Peru that lately had been experiencing some terrorizing by alien creatures that they described were like predator. They were also armored like the Green Goblin from Spider-Man was one of the exact descriptions.
Okay, that's interesting that they're using movies to describe it.
But they nicknamed these things the face peelers. I guess they peel people's faces off or something like that. And one of them tried to abduct a 15-year-old girl and it like cut her neck or some shit. And she got all fucked up. She survived. But so the Navy, I think, actually went down to the village to patrol. They had like the police and the military down there watching over them, patrolling at night, trying to find these fucking aliens. The official story, the official conclusion was that these are actually illegal gold miners wearing costumes, flying around on jetpacks, terrorizing these people. Like fucking Scooby-Doo villains.
I believe it.
Holy shit.
And I was okay. So I guess in the Philippines, which I don't have anything like pulled up for this, but in the Philippines, we used a lot of their superstitions against them when we first invaded the country. And so we would pretend to be monsters. Like if there was a village monster, they would go in and the CIA would like pretend to be the monster, pretend to be like the village monster and scare them into submitting. And there's like, I can't remember, one day maybe we'll have a very astute fan listen to this and guess, but there's a story about us like it might have been our military or another military, but like someone somewhere was murdering people. Like there was a military murdering citizens to like pose as a monster, like straight up. And so I think the Scooby-Doo thing is not too uncommon, actually.
It's just in a way, it's a crazier story than Aliens because, like, holy shit. Like, first of all, I didn't know jetpacks were a thing that you could have. What the fuck? They have jetpacks that you can just buy
What
now?
kinds of jetpacks?
They're
Like,
flying around on jetpacks.
like actual like Green Goblin jetpacks or some primitive version?
I mean, apparently it was good enough to convince these people that they were actually aliens.
Well, actually looked like the Green Goblin / Predators.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Which if I saw that, I would be like, this is a person in a suit trying to scare people.
which, yeah, you would think. But their description, I mean, they were saying that these things
if I
were
was
like...
a villager, I'd probably think it was a fucking alien.
Well, and these people they're not like
Are they city folk?
They're not like primitive fucking...
Well, I know they're not primitive, but they're
like, they're recording on cell phones
They're
and
still,
shit,
well,
you know?
yeah, but there are still villages and
Yeah.
rural people in Peru and in South America.
But my point is, they've seen human technology.
Yeah.
So you would think they would have a... Like, it's
Yeah,
not
but
that-
they're probably not used to jet. But you're surprised that there are jetpacks. But
Yeah.
obviously, like the military wasn't surprised they had jetpacks. The military was like, yeah, they had jetpacks.
I think if I saw somebody in a costume flying around on a jetpack, I would be amazed, but I would understand that it's a human flying around on a jetpack. I would just be like, how the fuck, where did they get a fucking jetpack? Like, what?
Yeah.
They have a jetpack?
Yeah.
That would be the amazing thing about it.
Well, yeah, and I would still be terrified, but for a very different
Well,
reason.
yeah, I mean, humans are terrifying
Yeah.
when they, especially if there's something like an illegal gold miner in
Yeah.
Peru. Yeah, that's terrifying.
That's like a weapon.
You don't know what the fuck they're going to do to you. I'm going to
Yeah.
try to kidnap a girl and fucking kill her just to scare people into thinking they were real aliens.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah. But it's crazy because it's straight up like a fucking Scooby-Doo episode. Like, I can imagine the fucking gang coming out to Peru, to this village to investigate these aliens, and then finding out that it's illegal gold miners that are wearing fucking masks and shit.
Yeah. And it's like, it's just wild. And you could pretty much safely assume that under, like any monster's face is some type of person metaphorically wearing a mask, working the strings. But I do have one example of the opposite, where it seems to be a monster wearing a human mask. And that person is Jesse Waters. Now, Jesse Waters has really terrible reactions and is sort of like he's the Tucker Carlson that's supposed to be less overthrow the government-y and more trans people are monsters-y. And
Isn't Tucker Carlson kind of like
you
that
caught
too?
one of his yeah, but Tucker Carlson is like he's said a few things like hyper Christian religious fascist things that allegedly Rupert Murdoch didn't like. But Jesse Waters was intentionally meant as like a replacement that won't touch the same shit as Tucker and is easier to rein in, you know. I don't know if he's younger though. I think they just decided it's his turn. He's more capable. He used to do like ambush journalism for Fox, sort of like the last guy that we talked about, the documentarian. Except Jesse Waters ambushes like Democrats and asks them about like bullshit. Or like he pissed off a journalist once because he ambushed a private citizen and like made her talk on cameras and stuff during a fucking
You're thinking about buying solar panels. Don't.
during a literal.
Literally buy them for you. If you take
Oh
60
no!
seconds to
Shut
answer the
up.
questions below. Hi there. If you are a homeowner in America and you wouldn't mind saving a couple $1,000
No.
this year, then you're really good.
We're getting insane video in right now.
Yeah, but I don't know what I was saying now because all of that happened.
Huh? So that it would be in frame
Yeah, it doesn't fit in the frame
for
up
the
there.
podcast.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Mhm.
Isn't that pretty cool?
It's really
Get
cool.
that shit for free. cheap.
Yeah.
In that pipe. Like
Yeah.
that whole thing.
Timu, I feel like a billionaire. I feel like a billionaire.
I think it's funny.
It's one of their songs. I've heard a few different songs from them.
I think it's funny that their slogan is "Shop like a billionaire" because that's the exact opposite of how a billionaire shops. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Get cheap shit.
Like,
Yeah, it's very funny. Very funny. Buy the cheapest Chinese produced things on the internet that you can find, like a billionaire would.
yeah, like no, billionaires are buying fucking designer.
The
brand
idea
shit
is that
and-
your money goes really far. But that's like, you don't say Dollar Tree lets you shop like a rich man, you know?
That's a really good example because it's exactly the same as that.
Yeah.
Not even $1 anymore.
So you want to introduce this clip, Bradley?
Do I want to introduce this?
Yeah. You want to introduce the clip B?
Well, I don't know anything about this clip. I see a white guy on Fox News. Nothing special here. Social media influencer sparks mayhem in NYC is the headline.
Yeah. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear anything about this.
So Kai Cenat is a really famous Twitch streamer.
Okay.
And he did a PS5 giveaway in Madison Square Park, something like that. I don't know. I don't know New York, but he did it in a place in New York, and it became like a shit fest. He didn't get permits or anything, and it became like pretty close to a riot. Like, sort of like, you know, when a bunch of sports fans lose a game, how they get in the streets, like it's like almost a riot. It's pretty much a riot. It's like they break a few things, and it's like, but like it's like indirect violence caused by just having too many people in a place without any direction.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker like came out and tried to walk through with his fans, and he realized there were too many people. And he's like running through the crowds, and like they drop their camera during a live stream, and the fucking camera goes out like a fucking zombie movie. It is very hilarious. I would look it up, but I don't have it pre-planned. But so during this riot thing, they were just like all over Kai's. They were hound dogging Kai pretty bad, and they were like literally climb. It was like a zombie film. There's like a helicopter shot of a bunch of people on top of his car as his driver tries to drive away. At like 20 miles per hour, there are people holding onto the car and falling off of the car as they drive down the street away.
It's like World War Z.
Yeah,
Shit.
it's straight up like it is a remarkable sight, and I might put stills of it in post, maybe not, because this recording thing is meant to make it easier for me. But so this is Jesse Waters, and he's a racist.
Are you saying that because he's a Fox News guy, or is he like actually like straight up racist?
I'll let you be the judge.
Okay.
Of a social media influencer giveaway gone wrong. A massive mob swarming a busy New York City park.
You know what? I wanted to have the headphones because it's recording audio on here. So let's get the headphones real quick. Let's pull the headphones out. You want to hand me mine?
Oh shit. I'm bad.
You're good.
Thought I handed it to you. All right.
It's getting a little toasty in here. That's why it's called the smoke up, and now the theme song plays. Yeah. I do the entire intro, and then it like fades back into us talking again. No, I don't think I would do that. Do you think that would make people stop watching it? Like they would just be like, "Okay, I'm done."
I think it would be pretty funny to do that at least once.
Okay.
It's the smoke up, where we toke up. Time to roll up, shit, I own up. It's the smoke up.
Well, maybe we did it. We'll see
Just
whether or not
play
we
like
did
the first 5 seconds of the theme song and then cut it and be like, no.
it. Okay. There we go.
Overtaking the streets and clashing with the cops. All to meet
Heard that.
Popular YouTuber
I don't hear this
social
video.
media
No.
mob swarming a busy New York City park, overtaking and clashing with the cops. All to meet popular
hear it, but
YouTuber
it's quiet?
Kasanat, who promised to give out free.
You don't hear it at all?
No. Maybe it's the headphone jack. This is loud as it gets.
PlayStations, computers, and gift cards. Video from the scene shows crowds setting off fire extinguishers in anticipation of his arrival, and police dragging away members of the crowd. And when
breathing a
Ka
little bit.
got on the scene, the anarchy intensified. Fans surrounded his car, blocking him from leaving. Ka was forced to speed away with people clinging onto his roof and chasing him down the street, seemingly without having given anything away. There are no known injuries or arrests, and police are urging people to avoid the area. Okay, so Tyrus, when you saw this happen, did you have any idea this was a YouTube giveaway?
No, and it just looked like a riot. And this is, every time I hear the cringe word influencer, like, what did you influence? You influenced a riot. Like they give away stuff. This was all for media attention to get a bunch of likes or follows on his YouTube. And this is what happens when you give away free things. The worst people show up. And we saw this in the pandemic with free money. Like every time anything's free, this is what happens. And when high-marked items like PlayStation 5, which because of the pandemic, because of our great transportation czar, you couldn't get anything. And PlayStation sat on boats for almost 2 years. So if you go into any store to get one for your kids, you can't. You have to order them, and it's a back order. So this is a high-value item, and it brought out the worst. And this is what happens. And all I could do was watch it. I was like, man, please don't let it be us that acted a fool and flipping cars. And then I'm watching the video, and
That's
I'm like,
the
damn
MAGA
it,
rapper guy.
it's us again. Like we just.
I recognize
You mean
him.
Fox News fans?
I recognize it too, actually.
Gutfeld's right there.
He did the Target song.
Martha, you are a big YouTuber. You
Big Kasanat fan.
big fan of
It's
Kasanat.
funny.
I'm one of his 5.5 million followers.
Did you have any idea the power?
It's really funny that this guy would be saying that the word influencer is cringe. Using the word cringe. Like the word cringe isn't just as cringe as the word influencer. Like they're both the exact type of vernacular as each other. The same
Word
type of
cringe is
person.
kinda cringe.
Yeah, but if you're using the word influencer, you're using the word cringe. Period. Like that's usually like if you're the type of person who has that in your language, then like who has to use that, then you have to use the word influencer
Like
too.
it's not
Like,
necessarily because influencer is like an official term now. That's like a job title. That's what people call like.
But it's also a generalized term. I mean,
It
it's
is
just,
very generalized. It doesn't mean anything really, but like.
But it's like the same. It's from the same age of language. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
for sure.
So if you're saying cringe, you're most likely also saying influencer.
Most of the people who are influencers are using the word cringe.
Yeah. Especially like that's undebatable. I'm not sure like the Venn diagram of these two things, but yeah, I think it's just as cringe to say the word cringe.
Yeah.
Kasanat.
I like the word
Not until
cringe.
about 7.5 minutes ago.
People
when
made it cringe
I dug in and
to
did some
say it.
research, I watched some of his videos. He's 21 years old. He's younger than my kids. And he was, doing an interview. And one of the main topics of the
She looks good
interview
for her
is
age.
the benefits and
How old is she?
drawbacks of fake
She
it till
says she
you
has
make
a
it.
kid who's over 21
Right?
years old.
So I'm thinking, what does he actually do? So I looked up some of his
So hopefully
videos,
she's at
and
least in
he's
her
mostly
mid-30s.
sitting on really fancy cars, showing off his
That's
clothing,
even lower than
his
I was
fashion,
bringing.
forward clothing. He's holding key fobs in his hands to prove that he has all these amazing cars. It's not incredibly deep. In terms of what he's influencing out there. But this is, I agree with Tyrus. It's like, why are we
look at that
giving
shot.
stuff away? I mean, why is this beneficial to society? This is a mess waiting to happen from the get-go. And, we give
This
too
looks
much
like-
away, actually, in this country.
Like our
There's
hearts.
too
This
much
looks
free
like
stuff
footage
that is going
from
out there.
a zombie
And
movie
maybe it would be better
shooting.
if everybody sort of earned what they wanted to.
Yeah.
So, Kennedy, you've seen some of these things.
Before we
You saw
move on, I want to point out a few things. They're focusing so much on if you offer free stuff, these are the type of people who will come out. And it's like let's be real. These are mostly black teenagers. Kai Cenat's a black influencer, really big. This is New York. These kids don't have much to do at this time. So they came out to see this streamer probably interact with each other. And a lot of them are black teenagers, you know, and like the whole, like, this is exactly the type of chaos you get when you offer people for free, like the stimulus checks, which is like kind of trying to connect like social protests to the stimulus checks in some type of way. Like, because like what else are they connecting to, like a stimulus check other than a BLM protest? Even though the timing is a little bit off there, that's the only type of connection I could see there. But
well, it seems like they're just overall they're doing the whole,
even the chick, she's like, oh, he's out here showing off his chains and his money and all that. I mean, there's a frame of him running on his Twitch. He's out there for 5 minutes until he becomes terrified and runs back into the car and they drive off, like right there, you know, like he was just as freaked out by the situation as anybody else. He was just kind of too dumb to know like what he should have done, which I think that's the biggest criticism here. But I think it's interesting that they're focusing so much on like, oh, this is what happens when you get a bunch of these people in one spot.
Yeah, well, they're doing the whole like if you feed the fucking pigeons, they come around looking for more food. You know that whole thing. When you hear people use that analogy a lot, like they'll use the analogy of animals when they're referring to poor people.
Yeah.
And basically what they're saying is you shouldn't help people who are in need because then they become dependent.
Yeah.
Which sometimes can be true, but I think that's a pretty horrible generalization to make on society as a whole.
Yeah. And it's such a strange thing to say, like, that it will literally lead directly to riots if you offer free things. Like, just that directly, and connecting it that directly to welfare. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
So Black Lives Matter. You've seen the anti-Trump
I just fucking said it. I said Black Lives Matter before they said it, and he's the first one to fucking bring it up. This is the first motherfucker to bring it to Black Lives Matter. What's the only similarity here? It's a crowd of mostly black people. That's the only similarity here.
protests. This looks a little different than those things, but also, I mean, the same amount of people.
Well, unfortunately, the same thing can happen because, as we see with riots, they build and build and build, and the crescendo is what's so dangerous because you have people who are watching this on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. They have FOMO, so they rush to this.
And also, the police reacted way over the top. Like you can kind of see it right here. They're like pinning people in with parts of like cop gates. I have no idea what the fuck these things are, but they're like weird machines.
They try and get there, and more people show up. The later it goes, the dumber people get. And my worry is that, you know, there are kids, it's the middle of summer. A lot of kids are unsupervised right now. They're just screwing around. And I worry that someone is going to get seriously hurt. And all these influencers are trying to do is show they can
police using tear gas.
They just want to show that they can create a massive scene, that they've got so much clout and so much pull.
But they didn't,
and,
like,
know, as Tyrus
I
would
don't
say,
know
this
what
is the flex for
crimes
them.
they
so that
committed.
They can get a ton of people in one
They kind of
place
just
and
acted
create
a little
utter chaos,
crazy.
just because people are so excited to see them. And That's a win. That
I would
is what
hope
victory looks like when
jumping
you
on
are an
someone's car
influencer.
Yeah, I
while
mean,
they're
you used to
driving
have the
away.
Yeah,
videos.
that's bad.
Fine.
But it's like,
Top of the
I
roof,
mean, a
and
lot of these
they
people
used to
just came
play
here for a
music, and
PS5
people used to
giveaway.
swarm around,
Like,
but that was
I would
actually a
guarantee
performance.
80% of these
This
people
guy's
came
just
here for a
throwing around
PS5
a
giveaway at the
PS5.
very
Real
least.
quick before you, Steam call.
Well, I mean, if that's what the whole thing is, I'm assuming
Yeah,
This
that's
is
what
not
it
about
is.
showed
him.
up.
He
Yeah.
was offering something that everybody wanted, PlayStations. Scott Baio could have came back today and went to and said, I'm going to give away PlayStations, computers. Downtown, the same mob would have showed up. That's the thing. It's not him.
Be
Because-
respectful to Scott Baio.
Yeah, and I think he can still do it. He's still in charge. But the point is,
Very much so, Cyrus, very much so.
that's the thing. The illusion is him. It's not him.
Right.
Because once he showed up and didn't have what they wanted him in a different way.
Yeah, I mean, if I showed
It's
up,
so weird to be a
promising
political
PS5s and I
pundit
didn't
and
have
a rapper,
PS5s,
like
you're
a
in
dude
some
on the
trouble.
news, like
Is that him
chopping it
cleaning
up
up
with the
that?
news people, and
I mean,
then
he
also
handed out
doing
something.
Yeah.
Ordinarily,
songs.
when you do,
It's just so
when you do
weird.
something like this, you got to have permits if
Times
you're going
we're
to draw,
living
draw this
in.
kind of draw this many people. We've had someone in the network already saying that.
I would like if they
the freedom
showed
to
the
assemble is the
credentials
freedom to
under
assemble
their
as long as
names.
you walk through you satisfy certain
Like, what's this
requirements.
guy's
People who
what's
don't
this
generally
guy's
are rioting,
experience?
And those are the people that should be.
Who's he? What does he
should
do?
be held accountable by the law. Two, this says a lot about us too. I think your point, both you and Tyrus, both you and Martha, saying about how all of us are saying how people want free stuff. I mean, our value system is a little warped here. We would all show up for PlayStation 5s. I mean, it's different going to see the Beatles or going to see Hammer or going to see LL or going to see Bobby Brown. Every little step, Tinderona. Going to see that for free is a very different proposition. But I hope the police hold accountable.
What is that? What is that supposed to mean?
Has been arrested by
He's like, it's okay if people like all get in a crowd for a free concert, but when it's for something free that I don't care about.
It reminds me of,
That's
and
bad.
you're right to make this distinction. Some of these kids just went down there. They're not bothering anybody. Other people, there were reports of hitting police. We see so many scenes of people who think that they're giving away everything free at Gucci and in the drugstore. And throwing stuff, in the back of bags and running away with it. So, there's a lot of out of control behavior, and I think Harold's right. I think it goes to sort of an undercurrent in society that is unnerving and unsettling to all of us.
So now this guy's going to have a mugshot, and he's got this. Talk about clout, Kennedy.
Yeah, I don't think he's upset about this at all. I think, wearing the little silver bracelets today is the cherry on his Friday, Sunday. And he's good with it. Now, I remember in 1991, I was very excited to go to the Sunset Strip and see a little bit of hair metal. You know who pulled up? And red convertible Lambo? MC Hammer.
Ooh.
And you know what happened? He was mobbed by everyone, metal fans, hip hop fans. He was mobbed by everyone on the street. I've never seen a person with a bigger smile on his face.
He loved it.
He was so happy to have touched off that moment. And I was like, please, Hammer, don't hurt him. He's like, this doesn't hurt at all. This feels so good. And unfortunately, that is the effect that he's going for. But stay safe. Don't be dingbats. It's not worth it.
Can't touch this.
Okay.
Hey, Sean
Can't
Hannity
touch
here.
this.
Hey,
Okay.
click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube
What-
page. And
Where do you fall on the racist meter for Jesse Waters' segment right there? You could be honest. We could have a little debate here. Because I think that shit was racist. I think he kind of said it without saying it, obviously. I think that's like a big part of it. But to connect something like that to Black Lives Matter, that wouldn't have happened during like a sports event, that wouldn't have happened during a concert like they kept comparing it to, like with a musician. They wouldn't have been like comparing it to BLM. The only connection there is that there's a lot of black people involved, that it's like a black dominant thing happening, and being like, well, yeah, this is just like the last time a bunch of black people got together in the streets. It's a lot different than the free concerts I went to. These free PF5s, if you give them welfare, then they're going to go out there and go crazy.
It is a little weird because I didn't understand the whole thing about like free concerts.
Yeah, they were like doing a premature defense of what, like the things that, like where you get big crowds of white people acting crazy. I feel like, like.
What I got from that is what they were saying is like, if you get people together for a free concert, that's like an event that they're attending, but when you offer them something that they can bring home and call their own possession, that's when they go wild. That's kind of what I got out of it.
Yeah,
but it didn't really make sense.
Then why compare that to BLM?
Yeah, that's where it's...
Other than you view that as welfare, and BLM, Black Lives Matter, are also people who are all about welfare, and obviously these people are all about welfare too. They're just a whole bunch of people who love welfare, who will cause crimes
At
if
the
they're all
very
together.
least, it's classist.
Yeah, well, it's definitely classist, but
more often than not borders on racism, because let's be real, there's a very big fucking intersection in the Venn diagram with classism and racism.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the
it's
middle
like
takes up
almost
most
a
of the
circle.
fucking
Yeah.
circle. It's almost
Yeah.
a full circle, and then there's just like little edges right here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, anytime people talk about poor people like they're animals or whatever,
like going crazy,
they're almost certainly talking about minorities in the same way. That's usually what they're thinking. They're not thinking about poor white people. You know what I mean? Like, not usually.
That's why they're defensively bringing up free concerts. Because, like,
is that a white thing? Like, what?
Well, I think just like
I've never heard of a free concert.
Free concerts are like here. They do a lot of free concerts, and people, like a bunch of white people, will get drunk and get together. And it's Fox News. Like, they're targeting rural demographics and like red voters. So like that's what they're aiming for. They're saying like those get-togethers are okay, but these get-togethers are bad. And like, obviously you should have got permits, but that's the only thing separating that and like anything else. Like if it was a concert, you know, some people get arrested during a concert. The police are out there during concerts, you know. It's like, it's no different than if Metallica performed in the middle of the fucking park. Like, it's just he should have got permits. He committed that individual crime. But as far as people getting arrested, that fucking happens anytime you get a bunch of people together, because there's obviously going to be one shithead in 1,000 people, you know?
What happened here though? Like, because like what started that shit?
He did a post on social media saying that he was going to be at the park giving away PS5s.
And that's all it took for people to show up and just act like complete fucking
like
savages.
it just went crazy. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. But it's because he was unprepared. He just didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
It's hard to comprehend that that's how shit happens.
Well, because you're supposed to like actually have infrastructure set up for events. You know, you can't just tell a whole bunch of people to show up in one spot. That's called a flash mob. You know, like it doesn't work like that. You know?
Even like I can imagine a bunch of people showing up and being upset, being like, "Whoa, well, this is way too crowded. I'm not going to get anything. I'm pissed now." It's hard to imagine like actual human beings showing up to this thing and within minutes jumping on the dude's car like a fucking zombie. Like these are people doing this shit, you know what I mean? Like,
well, he didn't give out any PS5s. He just tried to dip.
But like, holy fuck!
Yeah.
Like, y'all are crazy.
What if they walked clear across town to try to get a PS5 and he didn't even try to give one out?
Yeah, I just
in a crowd of fucking 1,500 people, there's at least 12 people that'll be mad enough to jump on the car, I guess.
Holy shit, man. It's just.
But yeah, there should have been infrastructure set up before he even called the event. Yeah. Calling the event should have been the last thing he did after it was all set up. Obviously, like anybody in their right mind would know. But he's like a new age, like new media streamer bro, like Twitch bro. Yeah. So he doesn't really give a fuck about laws like that. Like a lot of streamers
he probably didn't really think it through. I didn't really think it was a big deal.
Someone had to have told him, dude, that's not legal. Someone had to have told him.
You would think, but
maybe.
But how often do you see like big time YouTubers make a really fucking stupid mistake, and you think to yourself, nobody told them that they shouldn't do that?
Yeah.
So I think we make the assumption that these people like have a team that is actually reliable and in their corner, and that's not always the case. Like they probably have a team who is their friends from high school and they're all a bunch of fucking dumbasses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's probably the case most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I go ahead and talk. I gotta pee again. I drank a whole bunch of coffee before I left because I was really tired, and I was like, well, I gotta drink a bunch of coffee, and then I have to pee a bunch now.
Yeah, I know how that goes. I get it. But yeah, I don't know. It's pretty wild. I think it's pretty wild to react that violently over something like a PS5, like a free PS5 giveaway. I don't know, but yeah, I don't even know. You know, it's hard for me to it's hard for me to decide if like people have gotten more crazy or if it's just always been like that. Because you hear about this kind of shit a lot. And I don't know if it's always been like that. Like, do people always go this savage over the, like, little shit like this?
Oh, yeah.
Or have people gone more unhinged?
No, people have always done this. If anything, we have gotten a lot better because we do things like permitting. But yeah, one of my favorite stories of insane gathering of people just fucking shit up and doing ridiculous shit is during the first crusade, there was like a kid who created like a children's crusade, like recruited exclusively children, and it ended up being like several thousand children, like trying to march from Italy like area to Jerusalem area. And you might like that's like in the Middle East, so it's a long ways. And like he manages to get a bunch of fucking kids, and during the course there, all of them end up like either dead or sold into slavery. But they're just like it starts out like just like a kid leading just an army of children to the Holy Land. But yeah, crowds of people are insane. I mean, the Crusades are a pretty crazy example of that.
But that's a war type of thing. It's not like
some of it's like over the top.
It's not like I'm here to get a free PS5, bro.
Yeah.
Let me jump on your car as you drive at 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get a PS5.
But it's all social unrest. I mean.
Yeah. Well, and that's what there has to be more to it, and that's why I was wondering if like it's gotten worse in recent history.
No, I think it's probably gotten better because nobody died during that.
No. Well, I mean,
even in American history, a lot of the time when that happened back in American history, it was like during lynchings, and it would be like someone getting like torn to pieces by a crowd, and everybody just like being chill with it because they're like frenzied in the moment in like a huge crowd where everybody's egging each other on. And I think that's like pretty fucking insane. Way worse than anything we've done in modern times, like a whole ass lynching. If you read lynching stories, they're fucked up. Like they're some of the most fucked up stories I've ever heard.
I mean, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like dismembering people in front of crowds and people cheering because they're like, it's like something that happens in crowds. People get in a frenzy. But nowadays, I don't think like that's something they do in movies to like be like edgy, but I don't think that's people would react positively to something like that in modern times, like at all. And we used to. We genuinely used to react pretty positively to people being
Well, it
like
used to be
murdered in
a
crowds.
spectacle, like an entertainment thing.
Yeah.
To watch an execution.
Exactly.
But that is usually somebody who they view as a criminal or something of that nature.
Usually, most of the time.
Yeah. I think that's the difference. Right?
Yeah. My eyes just started burning.
It's wild because, like, this is all over a free PS5 giveaway. Like, they're not trying to lynch this guy for committing a crime. You know what I mean? No. So even though lynching is obviously way worse and way more extreme.
Well, that's why it's more extreme, is because he was being accused of like something terrible and people were out there for blood as opposed to being out there for a PS5. You know, the motivation was different, but they still got a whole bunch of people together and fucked some shit up. But if you got a criminal out there, I don't think they would get fucking torn to pieces and pictures taken of them, you know? I don't think that would happen. And that used to happen. So I think that's the big difference right there. Like, if it was a criminal, I do not think like it would. At most, it would be someone being beaten, like in the crowd, you know. Oh. So what's speaking of things that make me cry, here's some true crime action. That was good. It wasn't a good segue to you? Here's some true crime action.
You're cool with some music.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put music. It'll be like boom 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 well do 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 boom 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 like that. Like,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
that's pretty epic.
Yeah. So who's Alexi Treviso?
We talked about this lady like 2 episodes ago or something.
Okay, remind me. Get the audience up to speed.
This is the girl. I think she was like 19, who gave birth to in a hospital bathroom and then dumped her baby in the trash can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I guess so. Her defense now is that she's trying to say that the hospital killed her kid.
That's pretty funny.
She's deflecting the blame on all of them now. She's saying that the morphine they gave her killed her baby. Now, there's a couple problems with this. First of all, they give morphine to pregnant women
because it doesn't hurt babies.
Well, they can do it in certain amounts. Like the amount they gave her would not do anything.
It wouldn't kill a baby.
No. Like, there was like a measurable amount. It's like 0.009 fucking whatevers. I don't know. You know, I don't know that shit. I don't know the measurements. I don't need this anymore anyway. But yeah, she's trying to say that the hospital killed her kid, and like, so why would she dump it in the trash can then? You know what I mean? Like, so they killed her baby, but she dumped it in the trash can?
Yeah, I don't think they killed her baby. I'm pretty sure she killed her own baby.
Well, the autopsy report already showed that the baby had already breathed air, so it did not come out dead.
But also, I think, and I'm sure past me would agree with this. I don't remember what I said last time exactly, but I know no matter what happens to her, it shouldn't be any harsh sentence, you know. I don't think what she did is like it was like There should be a whole classification of moms and babies and how moms act with their babies in the first few, in the first month after you have a baby. Not saying they should be allowed to kill their kids, but you shouldn't be punished harshly because your brain gets fucked up after you have kids. Postpartum and the amount of shit you have to go through during a birth and everything puts people in a fucked up state of mind. And it's not to excuse the crime, but it's every woman should have the right to claim temporary insanity should they break and kill their kid in the beginning after they have their kid, I don't think that would be a common thing, though. Obviously not, because it takes a lot of effort to go through that whole thing. But I don't think it makes sense to put people in prison over that. I think prisons probably serve a different function. That seems like something like a failure of the state to educate this woman.
I think if a woman has a baby and then decides she just doesn't want the baby anymore, so she kills it, it's a very slippery slope to just be okay, well, she's going through a rough time.
No.
That's
No. I'm still saying you should get in trouble.
Well, but I don't
think you should be put in prison like you murdered a kid. That's
but you
what
did
I'm
murder
saying.
a kid.
But there's
what about
crazy murdered a baby?
What was her? We talked about her. What was her name?
Casey Anthony.
Yeah, Casey Anthony.
I think she should have been charged for something. She didn't get charged for anything. That's where I'm mad. But I don't think she should have got.
Do you not think that case was obviously premeditated?
Yeah.
Just straight up cold-blooded murder of a child.
Yeah, but I think women, after they have a kid, because of things like postpartum depression and stuff, it fucks with their heads.
I think that bitch is evil. I disagree. The way she fucking laughs.
Well, I think she should.
She had no.
She should have definitely gotten you should still get maybe 10 years no parole, something like that for doing something like that. But you shouldn't get the same charges as someone going up to a kindergartner and murdering them with their boots. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like that's basically what she fucking did.
I don't. I think you're not considering the circumstances that might put someone in a fucked up headspace. That's put all schizophrenic people in prison when they have a mental break. It's a similar thing during postpartum depression. You're not fully in a completely rational state of mind.
I think with her specifically, it doesn't have anything to do with that.
Well,
I think she's obviously
I think
evil.
Casey Anthony is evil, but also at the same time, I don't think something like that would excuse something like that. If there's a child who's so evil that they murder all their siblings, I don't think every child should be charged super harshly for murdering someone. If a child murders someone, I don't think it should be an umbrella. Oh, you murdered someone, so you're charged as an adult. You killed someone, life in prison type of deal.
Not in every case, but I think in some cases, definitely. I've seen some cases where a kid is obviously a psychopath and needs to be locked away. There are definitely those cases.
I don't know.
You don't know? I think you haven't looked at
I don't
these
know.
cases enough,
I don't
then.
know how much a prison would work as opposed to old folks home for crazy people. I think the government should have old folks homes for crazy people.
Don't we have that? It's called a mental asylum.
That's not the same thing. I'm thinking of how they have it'll be a enclosed neighborhood with many apartments, and that's an old folks area. I mowed a lot of them when I was a landscaper. They're little apartment buildings for old people that are paid for by the state, but they should have that for crazy people, and they should have daily check-in probation officers.
I think the idea with crazy people is that you want to keep an eye on them.
Yeah. That's a daily check-in probation officers. But crazy people, if you put them in a cage, they're just going to get crazier. It's just torturing someone at that point. It's not really an effective way to like do things. I don't think.
But I mean, there are different levels.
That's why
of
we don't
crazy
really
too,
have it
because
in
there are
single
people
setups.
that literally, like, if you put them in a house and leave them alone, you'll find them dead. You know what I mean? They'll have fucking mutilated themselves. Like, there are people that are.
Well,
like,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
We will need extreme facilities for that, but that's why I'm saying like a child is a very like that's like a if this child killed his whole family with no remorse, then I think the most you should charge him with is life probation, but that should be on the table. Like, I'm not going to be one of the people who are just like, no, he's a child. He can't be charged as an adult for like a adult crime. I still think like that's like obviously like an exception, but the exception shouldn't be something that hurts like kids who are like you know, an undiagnosed mental disorder or in an abusive home or like the various reasons why you might also kill your family that might be more justified than, oh, I killed my whole family because I'm evil.
That's what the investigations are supposed to be for, is to figure out exactly what happened and why it happened. But I think, like, based off of the investigation, I mean, that's how you figure out how somebody should be charged. But I think there are cases where a kid is like fucking, we'll make this a little short, little true crime segment too. This kid, Aiden Fucci or something like that. It was this 14-year-old kid.
I want to try to Google.
Yeah. This 14-year-old kid who lured a 13-year-old cheerleader into the woods, stabbed her. I think the count was like over 100 times. He stabbed her repeatedly, over and over and over and over and over and over. It says here he was charged as an adult, as he should. He fucking lured this over 100 times. It says right there. He fucking stabbed her over 100 times.
You can also use the mouse to highlight things if you want to. But yeah, right here it says over 100 times.
And
to life in prison on Friday. But he's 16. 16-year-old is you're old enough to know. And if you're not crazy, then he. But
where do you draw the line then?
Well, whether or not you're crazy.
What exact age would you draw the line where you're old enough to know?
12 or 13 is where it'd get blurry.
See,
the 16-year-old definitely knows better.
Yeah.
Unless they're crazy. I think that's pretty simple. Like, but it gets blurry at 12 to 13. I feel like it would kind of depend on like the character of the person at that point, you know?
I think at that age,
like I said, the kid who killed his whole family, I would prefer that he be less than 13. If he was 13, then maybe I would be more willing to let him go to actual big boy prison, you know?
Well, then when you say killed his whole family, what does that mean? He killed his parents, or he killed his parents and his baby sister and
like,
baby brother?
He killed them all like vicious. Like,
well, who's them all? I don't know what his family is.
He killed 4 people. Baby,
so there was a baby.
Sisters same age. It is horrible. He should probably go to jail. But if he was like 11, it's like, well, he's probably just crazy, right?
How much of a difference is there between an 11-year-old and a 12-year-old? You know what I mean? It's hard.
Well, that's where it stops being. That's where it's
why
blurry.
It's like.
Yeah, that's why it's blurry right there. Because I know at a 14-year-old, I would be like, yeah, throw that fucker in prison. But an 11-year-old, I'm like, nah, probably not. So obviously at 12 and 13 is where I consider it blurry. But also, like, there's probably a better, more like, because I want people to be reformed. If there's no chance in reforming someone and they're like a wild animal, then but also we have to consider the law for the majority, not the minority. You know, like the law shouldn't be written for the psychopaths, but for the average citizen, you know?
Yeah, but I think also sometimes when it comes to extreme cases, what we as a society like to do is make an example out of somebody so that it never happens again. And I think in some instances that makes sense. Like when somebody does something absolutely fucking awful yeah, maybe it makes sense to punish them really fucking harshly so that nobody ever does that again. You know what I mean? Or at least they're discouraged. Obviously, that's not going to prevent everybody from ever doing anything.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like when it comes to cases like this is when it's like, yeah, I mean, he knew what the fuck he was doing. And when he got picked up from the police, he took a selfie on Snapchat doing this and put the caption, "Hey guys, have you seen Tristan?"
Well, that's the girl he killed?
That's the girl he killed. That he's being picked up by the police because they know he fucking killed her.
So he was like doing this like the last second, like
I don't know.
I think it sounds like a last second cover, like, oh, I'm going to put this on social media. No, I'm helping look with you guys.
Yeah. But like, that's such a psychopathic thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it makes you look really bad the second they're just like, yeah, we triangulated that and you did it after we pulled you over.
Like, he was in the cop car.
Yeah.
He was literally in the back of the cop car in the picture. He's not trying to hide that.
That's such a teenager thing to do, to not know that they can do that. They can tell exactly where you were that whole time, you fucker. You had a phone.
Well, it's not even that. It's you can see in the picture that he's in the back of a cop car. Like you know what's going on in the picture. Like it's like it's almost like taunting or something. I don't know. It's weird. It's like why would you do that? Like what the fuck?
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, but also, yeah, no. Well, it seems like he was planning to do this.
Well, and his friends and like kids at school that knew him said that he had talked about like things like how he wanted to know what it felt like to kill somebody, and like things like that. The typical psychopathic shit you hear from a kid before they end up
like
killing
a really
somebody.
edgy kid. Yeah, he's like really edgy. This is the face of edginess.
I mean, it's kind of like the Columbine kids, they go to school talking about how they like bombs and guns and how they hate everybody. And then they end up shooting up the school and people are like, whoa, okay, it kind of makes sense now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. But like.
A little lame ass.
Yeah.
What a lame fucking asshole. What a lame, stupid fucking asshole. I've never played this game before, not even at parties.
No, me neither, I don't think.
So
I don't remember playing.
I'll look up the rules.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you've done it, you take a hit. If you haven't, you don't take a hit. I don't know how you decide whose turn is what or whatever. I don't know.
Nice. 13 steps with pictures WikiHow article.
WikiHow with always 13 steps.
So never have I ever. Playing the basic version of the game. Yeah, that's what we want to do. We don't want to play the sexy version.
Yeah, no.
At least 5 people are needed to play the game. We don't need 5 people. You can use less than 5, but it's usually not as much fun. Fuck off. WikiHow. I love the hands. Each player holds 10 fingers in front of them. Okay, so that's something
what
to
if they
know.
don't have 10 fingers?
Everyone starts with 10 chances. So I guess you lose after the 10 chances. The first player, you can have someone volunteer to go first or play rock, paper, scissors to decide. We'll flip a coin since it's just 2 of us. You got a coin?
I should.
Oh yeah, there's one right on the table. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Okay, so I call heads.
Call heads.
Yeah, you want me to flip it?
Yeah, I'll probably fuck it up.
Oh, I dropped it.
Or you'll fuck it up.
Try that again. I dropped it again.
Where'd it go?
It rolled really far away that time. All the way to your chair. No, it rolled all the way to the other chair.
Jeez.
Yeah. I'll just go first. So this is a good one. Never have I ever been to Europe. No, you haven't been to Europe. Neither have I.
No, definitely not.
So that's a good one. That's a good start.
Good start, yeah.
We can make this like a regular segment. Like years apart though, like a year apart regular segment. Never have I ever. Oh wait, it's your turn.
How about never have I ever gone to Mexico?
No.
Oh, okay.
Never have I ever gone to Florida.
No.
Oh. Maybe going places isn't the best thing. Okay.
Well, we both haven't really gone places. I think we established that. Let's see. Never have I ever tried DMT. Oh wait, no, that's something I have done. I have to say something I haven't done. Okay.
Yeah.
Never have I ever tried PCP.
I've never tried PCP.
That's good. That's very good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
I've seen a mescaline plant.
Have you?
Yeah. Which mescaline and PCP are like the same thing.
What does it look like?
It's like a cactus.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty boring. It looks like a succulent. Never have I ever eaten a California roll. Yeah. I wonder what the other steps are. You can do yours while we go down to the next one. Okay, so you put one finger down if you've done what the first player said. So you have to put down a finger. And it'll progressively make it harder to hit the bong, too. This is perfect. So hold up your hands, hold down a finger. Which finger are you getting rid of?
Wait, what? What am I doing?
Put one finger down if you've done what the first player said, so you got to get rid of a finger.
Oh, shit.
Okay, you choose that one. We're going to stick to these rules. We're going to stick so strictly to the
person
rules.
Who loses all the fingers first loses?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay.
Okay, so it's your turn to do
Never have I ever eaten venison.
Oh, nice. I have. I prepared it myself. Well, not like cook the beast, but I've cooked the beast. I didn't slay it, but I cooked it. Has an interesting taste to it. You should try it.
I never will.
Oh yeah, because you're vegan.
You actually forgot?
Yeah. For just a split second there.
I don't even fucking know me.
Yeah, I do. I know.
It's like the number 2 thing you learn about me when you meet me.
No, if you just go on your social media. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, not really.
It doesn't even make sense. Okay, move to the next player in the circle. So I guess I'm choosing my thumb.
I was just about to rid of my thumb just to hit it.
Yeah, you lost your finger, so you can't. You lost your finger. I lost the thumb. Okay, so it's my turn. Never have I ever. Oh, this is playing the drinking game. Oh. Never have I ever. Been to a beach.
Really?
Yeah.
Never been to a beach?
No. Oh yeah. So it's your turn.
Oh yeah.
Where's that coin? Where's the coin we're using? Oh yeah, we can't use that anymore. Here.
All the way over here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to remember to look for
So
it.
just do the thing.
All right. Trying to think of something interesting. All right. Never have I ever. I'm having a brain fart.
Just think of something. We don't got all the time in the world. Just throw something out there. Even if it's a weak move, and then just try to think of it in between rounds. You lost 2 fingers so far?
Did I?
Yeah. We got to get a score sheet up here. We got to get a score sheet.
I'm going to lose count. Never have I ever been to Chicago.
I've never been to Chicago.
Yeah. See, I don't want to keep just saying places I haven't been to. That's the thing. That's why I'm like,
oh. Okay. Oh. I don't want to do that anymore. Okay. And then we'll do this as tallies. So instead, the first person to 10 points will win. Okay. Damn it. Okay, never have I ever never have I ever ridden on a dirt bike.
like a motorized dirt bike.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody can hear me.
No. Your turn.
Never have I ever punched somebody out of anger.
I guess I have. Wow.
Really?
That's surprising that you haven't, actually. But
Like just straight up sock somebody in the face?
yeah, I've hit Mikos out of anger when we were younger.
Huh.
Yeah. Siblings always do that, but you have too much of an age gap between you and your brother, so
We didn't grow up together.
yeah. So you didn't have the experience of having like a brother beat you up, but yeah, you'll hit out of anger a lot in that scenario. Oh, that's the wrong side, and I gotta hit it. How about you make the line while I hit it? It'll be really funny because it's recording you doing the stroke. So,
So what are the tallies?
it's the points. Because we can't take away things. It'll be harder to take away points than to add points with the tallies. So the first person to 10 points, the first person to get someone to smoke 10 times wins.
Okay. I get it. All right. Cool.
So I think the best strategy for the game is to think of something really common that you haven't done. You know? Never have I ever been paid for my music.
Sneaky move. I have been paid for my music. Not much. But it's something. You got me.
It's your turn.
Let me breathe first.
Yeah, right. Not in this arena.
Never have I ever played sports in school.
So this doesn't count PE. This is like
No, I mean like
being on a sports team.
Yeah, being on a sports team. Not like every
Yeah.
kid played
Yeah.
fucking some kind of sport in PE. I mean, like on a
some
sports team.
kids didn't. I saw some kids never played sports. They just sat. They just sat down.
That's what I did in high school, but I think in elementary school, like you wouldn't get away with not participating.
I've never played team sports.
Okay.
I
didn't know if maybe you did, like in Alamosa. Or
never have I ever been to camp.
Ah, you got me. Shit.
See, now I'm just using the things I know against you. And in the process, we learn new things about each other. It's a really good segment for us as personal friends, but maybe not so much for strangers. Oh, yeah. Is that a point I didn't add right there? I think it is.
Oh. You didn't add that point?
No. Okay. Your turn.
All right. Never have I ever driven a stick shift.
Oh, well. Here, you had the point. You got it. I actually know how to drive one really well.
Really?
Yeah.
What? What is it? It's not doing it.
Ouchie. It's not drawing for some reason. Here, let me see.
It's like, yeah. Oh, where it's going.
Yeah, it's like trying to grab an image.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Never have I ever never have I ever been on a family vacation. And camping doesn't count.
On a couple family vacations. I've actually been on a few. But...
Yeah, I figured that was an okay safe bet.
Yeah. All right.
Can you hand me the ashtray?
Never have I ever gotten into a car accident.
Okay. I have. I've gotten in a couple. I'll hit it once it's loaded. Nice. You've never been in a car accident though?
Not unless you count like literally tapping.
I don't think that counts.
Yeah.
And I've been in worse car accidents than that, so. But yeah. Been in a few fucking scary car accidents. No, I've been in one scary car accident.
I've had a couple close calls for sure.
Yeah.
More than a couple.
Yeah.
But no, I've been fortunate enough to never have been in a car accident. I'll draw that point.
Never. I'll hit it first. Gives me more time to think. Oh, can you grind up a bowl while we smoke this one? Here. And make it fat, because the bigger it is, the longer it'll last. Instead of little bits that'll burn quicker.
Yeah. I'm not used to that bowl, so I keep underestimating how much I need to put in it.
Never have I ever this is another cheap shot, but I have to stay above you. Recorded an album.
Very cheap shot.
Purely due to my own failures. But I'm fucking like, yeah.
We can play that game.
Yeah.
You draw your point.
Oh yeah.
Could have just let that slide. Nah. I got integrity. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, it would have been shown on camera
Yeah,
too.
everybody would have caught me being a fucking cheater.
Yeah. How funny would it? 2 fucking cameras. Well, a camera on you and the screen recording like at the same time, and yeah,
Try to get
people would notice.
Yeah. Okay. Never have I ever made an informative YouTube video.
Oh wow, yeah. That is closely personal and using my success against me, but yeah, smart. And it's like free advertising for each other.
But did you add that to your side?
Oh yeah.
You can't do. They're gonna catch you trying to cheat, motherfucker. Whoa.
Oh, the camera, the lights got cool. We'll keep that.
Why did it do that?
I don't think it's colorful enough to actually do anything.
No, that just made it darker.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah. I think you can just reach over, actually. It's right there on the top. Like, the panel thing. Yeah. And just click the...
This thing?
No, it's the other one. It's the other one right there. No, it's connected to it. It's right there. I'm pointing right at it.
Oh, right here.
Yeah. Press mode. There you go. Yeah.
Motherfucker don't believe in ghosts. Here we have a ghost changing our shit right here.
It's just that it sits there for 3 hours and it's just like going into idle mode.
It's just like, oh, well, obviously you want some color. Sitting in this room for a while.
They've clearly fallen asleep.
Yeah.
There's no other reason they would have a light on for more than 3 hours. Which hasn't even been 3 hours. It's been like 2 hours and 40 minutes. Unless the segment's gone on for almost an hour and we're only at 5 points each. Okay. Never have I ever bought a pair of shoes for more than $100.
Okay. That was a nasty sound. All right. Um. Never have I ever lived in my own trailer. I'm just gonna have to go for these cheap shots when I think of them because I can't think of shit.
Well, I guess it's keeping you up with my score. I had something before I took that hit. That's what makes this a hard game, you know. Never have I ever worn contact lenses. Prescription. I've worn colored lenses.
I was about to say, so you have worn contacts. Ah.
Prescription lenses is what I mean.
I'll give it to you. I know what you meant.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah, the competition's getting stiff.
Never have I ever had a child.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I can't believe it took me that long to think of that one, actually.
It's pretty good. I think of something really good. It's gonna be a fucking total slam. It's gonna be worth 5 points.
That's not how the game works.
It's gonna be such a good point that it breaks the rules, and you just like, I'm stalling, but I also have to load this, so trying to keep the dead air off. But really, I mean, it's a segment that, like, I don't know what kind of person would watch a segment like this, but solutions to you, salute.
Solutions to you.
Salute. That's what I say. That's what I say. It's like the Spanish cheers. Solutions. Never have I ever God, this does get really hard.
Yeah.
Never have I ever had Never have I ever. There's just we got to have like a timer going because this like
All right.
just okay. So I guess after each of these from now on we'll have 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Okay. And at this time I'm just gonna give you the point because I didn't think of anything.
Is that how this game works?
Yeah, because we're running out of time
Okay.
for the episode.
So now we're tied.
Okay.
Shit.
Yeah. Your turn.
It's getting stiff. All right. Never have I ever lived outside of Canyon City.
Wow. Yeah. No, let's throw on side again.
You keep trying to give my points to yourself.
Oh, that's not good because now you're getting ahead. Okay. Okay. Set it. No. Let me edit. Gotta pause it. Let's make it a minute instead. I mean, it seemed like a long time. Okay. Never have I ever. Never have I ever been to a family reunion.
What's a family reunion?
Find
that.
3 or more family groups going to a family meeting, family event. Like a cousin and their children, a person and children and their brother and their children all going to one event. It seems like a. If not, then that's
to an event like a say a wedding.
Intentionally meant, yeah, like. I guess, yeah, a wedding. I guess I've never even had like a family gathering at a wedding either.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty actively involved with my aunt's wedding, so yeah.
Okay.
I definitely.
Well, yeah, we'll give myself a hesitant point there. I feel like if I didn't get that point, I wouldn't have been mad either. But you seem to be on my side, so.
No, I mean, yeah, I understood what you were describing. I didn't know what you meant when you said.
I've never had opposite sides of my family meet together like that. You know, like.
What do you mean,
like my mom's family has never like had a family event with my dad's family where we've all met together. Yeah.
Huh.
It's not a thing we've ever done.
Yeah, no, we've definitely done that quite a few times throughout the years. So.
Okay. Okay, I'm starting the timer now.
All right. Never have I ever never have I ever played a real drum set. Oh.
You've never. Okay, so what does that mean? Clarify.
I've never sat at a drum set and
Damn.
like fucked around with it.
Yeah, I guess I gotta smoke.
Damn, really?
Yeah, and you win the game.
When did you get to fuck with a drum set?
One of my mom's ex-boyfriends was a drummer.
Oh.
And I've sat at the thing and played the drums
Yeah,
before.
okay,
So
that was a good. I thought that was gonna be one of those that was just like
it was a kill shot.
damn. Oh shit. And I remain victorious. And I'll take a hit just for celebration.
And then after you take a hit, plug your plug. Do your plugs.
And that was the Smoke Up. Episode what, 7?
Yeah, episode 7.
Yeah, episode 7. The name's B Deli. B-D-E-L-L-E-Y. Now, wouldn't think too hard about it because it doesn't mean anything. You can find me. You can find me on Instagram at BDeliOfficial. No punctuation, no capitals. You can also find me at the same handle on YouTube or just look up B-Deli and I'll probably come up. I'm on TikTok and Facebook as well, but don't expect to see me active on there very much. All right.
My name is Malachi. I have a YouTube channel. I haven't started working on a new video yet, but I'm going to. Look up that YouTube channel. It's at youtube.com/@Malachi Juarez. And the YouTube channel for music is at Malachi Beats. And the Instagram is at Malachi Beats. The Twitter is at Malachi Beats. The Threads is at Malachi Beats. Malachi Beats on Instagram.
It sounded like an infomercial or something.
Yeah, so that's the end.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
The end. Finn.